Minnesota Vikings are 1 day away from getting it on in earnest, training camp 2020. Now, the Vikings do have a record-setting 15 draft picks coming into TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill, looking to make their mark on the Minnesota Vikings this season. So let's dive in. Over the next 3 days, we're going to take a look at all 15 of the draft picks, segmented out by days, which means we're going to have 2 guys today, 2 guys tomorrow, and then everyone else on day 3, which is just great. But today we're talking about the day 1 picks, Justin Jefferson as well as Jeff El Jefe Gladney. So Justin Jefferson, you know and love him, number 22 overall, 6'1", 202, coming out of Louisiana State University. He was the brother of Jordan Jefferson, good old number 9 quarterback for LSU. 2019 blew up, 111 catches, 1,540 yards, 18 touchdowns, operating primarily from the slot en route to a national championship. Joe Burrow, of course, won the Heisman, number 1 overall pick, as well as Joe Brady, who was their passing game coordinator, became the offense coordinator of the Panthers. So Teddy gonna blow up. Yeah, you see. But Jefferson. Now, unfairly, I think Jefferson's always going to be tied to Stephon Diggs because this literally was one of the picks that the Vikings got in return for sending Stephon Diggs off to Western Siberia. So, I mean, Jefferson, he is his own dude. Like, he is not Stephon Diggs necessarily. And in a lot of aspects of his game, he's better than Stephon Diggs. Like, frankly, I think Jefferson operating from the slot, operating in the middle of the field, a lot of in-cutting routes, I think that he is going to be a quarterback's best friend. Slot monster, amazing hands, great option routes. He's also really good at dissecting the zone, sitting down the dead spots, and showing his numbers to the quarterback. Big catch radius. So I think that even though initially I was a little bit tepid on the pick, especially in the draft process, because I think there was a handful of other wide receivers that had a better skill set that paired better with Thielen. I think there was a lot of skill set overlap with Thielen and Jefferson. But hell, if you have 2 Adam Thielens, it's okay. You're going to make it work either way. And I think Kubiak is smart enough to do that. I think Cousins is smart enough to implement that as well. Other side of the ball. So the other first round pick, number 20, Jeff El Jefe Gladney, 31st overall, after the Vikings traded down from 25. The Niners traded up to get Brandon Ayuk, who I liked, but yeah. But Vikings definitely needed some cornerback help with Xavier and Waynes and Matt gone. Oh my. But bring in Gladney, 5'10", $191, coming out of TCU, former Horned Frog. His peak season was 2018. 90.6 PFF grade, 12 passes broken up, 2 interceptions, ran a 4.38 40 on campus before. His combine time was a little bit slower than that, but dude definitely has amazing recovery speed, amazing straight line speed. And you've seen, if you watch some Gladney tape, it's almost like he toys with the quarterback a bit, where you have a cornerback who's extremely confident that he will almost give a little bit of space to a receiver because he knows the route, he knows that he has speed enough to make up for the play, and then the quarterback will launch it, and then Gladney will just step in and break that pass up or pick it off. And that's something I love. I do love cornerbacks who gamble. That's why I love Jeff Gladney. That's why I love Johnson coming out of Utah, who's now a Bear, which now sucks because now I have to hate him with the fury of 1,000 suns. But Gladney at TCU traveled with other teams' wide receivers ones, matched up well against Denzel Mims and against the CD Lambs of the world. Absolute alpha. Now, a couple drawbacks. Size you worry about. Hips aren't quite as silky smooth as, say, Mike Hughes as well. He's 62 days older than Mike Hughes, by the way. He turns 24 this year, which, I mean, does matter for a cornerback, especially when you get into second contracts. Look at Anthony Harris. Well, yeah. But also, I don't think that Gladney, even though he's short, will translate into the slot. I think he's going to be an outside corner full-time. So, yeah, just give him over to Durante Jones and Mike Zimmer and completely rebuild that cornerback room. I love Jeff Gladney. Love Cameron Dantzler, who we'll talk about tomorrow. Love Harrison Handel, we'll talk about in 2 days as well. So the cupboard certainly is not bare in that cornerback room. And, yeah, if you told me before the draft, Vikings going in with 22 and 25 overall, and then you came away with Jefferson and Gladney, like, I was happy as a clam, that Thursday night after round 1 was in the books. So because the Vikings checked the boxes on 2 major positions in need, wide receiver and cornerback. Offensive line, they hadn't gotten to it, except there were some pretty nice offensive linemen that are falling. More on that tomorrow. So yeah, you were pumped. You and I were both pumped. I think most Vikings fans were really excited about what Rick Spielman was doing. Didn't know that he was going to end up with 15 draft picks, but Yeah, it is what it is. As well as 3 extra ones for next year, which is just great. Which is great. But that's it. That's us looking at the day one picks, Jefferson and Gladney. What are your thoughts on our thoughts? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us up on the Venmo. Until next time, Skull, production value.